What's up? This is your boy Kuda Brown, the trucking prophet, unmasked and unvaccinated. I'm gonna cover a sensitive subject. I call it the Great Campus Cover-Up. About all these sexual assaults, and the colleges keep them quiet. Now I can understand it would be for a woman to think that men do it for power. And in some cases it's true. But believe it or not, there are a lot of women in position of power that are just as bad, or if not worse, than men. What you need to do is find out who your compliance officer is, or who's in charge of the FOIA, Freedom of Information Department. Send them an FOIA request for 2017 and 2018 because those are the best stats before the pandemic hit, and ask them how many sexual assaults was reported to the college. That included sexual assaults that was made on student athletes, and faculty. What was the finding? How many was dismissed due to lack of evidence, and how many was successfully prosecuted? And also ask the gender of the perpetrator, because some men are victims too. It's rare, but it happens. You don't necessarily have to report a sexual assault to the campus police. You could try and take it off campus to like the state police post, the nearest state police post to your campus. Don't be surprised if they say it's something that they don't handle out of their jurisdiction, which is terrible because the state police is the highest law enforcement arm in the state you're in. You got village, township, you got city police, you got the county, and then you have the state police. If the state police tell you, look, we can't take the report, you got to start off in campus as a chain of command. How is it a chain of command for a crime or a sexual assault when you have state police patrolling county areas all the time? So they shouldn't be allowed to pull you over for speeding. That's county chain of command. But don't be surprised if the state police don't take your report. Now, you got to understand that no college ever has lost funding due to sexual assault on campus. Ever. That's a red flag. In all the history of education, a school has never been defunded or lost federal funding because of sexual assault on campus. Some women in positions of power will think that women had it coming. If you come from low income, they would just call you poor, or they'll call you white trash. If you come from a home of privilege, they'd be like, well, that's what that privilege be get. Welcome to the real world. I'm telling you, these women are, particularly women. Women is cold-hearted. You just would not believe it. But I'm going to break it down to you. Let me show you something I found. There was a guy in 2015. He filed a case against the Pennsylvania State Court against his fraternity and his school for sexual assault, pledging fraternity, giving drugs and alcohol, facilitating sexual assault. This guy had to sue his fraternity in court because for over a year, the administration disregarded what he said. They didn't care what he came with or nothing. This guy had to sue the university to get his attention known. That's terrible. For over a year. Then in 2014, they in the University of Connecticut, they paid a sexual assault to a lady, a total of 1.3 million. But one particular 900,000 went to a female student who who said she was cut from the hockey team after being raped by a male hockey player. So she reported the sexual assault on the hockey player, and the hockey player and the hockey team in turn cut her from the team. That is where you're at with this college cover up. Now we're gonna fast forward. This is something from 2020. Uh, Let me see. They had two cases, and they saying that there was deliberate indifference in the parent hostile environment, and it forced the university to settle on this case. But they said, like at Arizona State, they had expelled a football player for sexual harassment of multiple women, but allowed his readmission without supervision. He then came back onto campus and raped another student in her dormitory room. And they held the college responsible for that because of his history. Then they had a case by the United States Appeals Court, 10th Circuit, who reversed the court's finding that evidence showed the university acted with deliberate indifference in an apparent hostile environment. The university settled the case. So this is the mindset of these colleges and the higher ups. When you send that Freedom of Information Act, make sure you send a certified mail return receipt. That way they have to sign for it and you get a copy of it. And it will show proof that it was delivered to them. Due to the complexity of the request, 9 out of 10 they will ask for a 10-day extension or a 30-day extension. Granted, and that will give them time to get all the information that you need. You will be stunned at the data that you get. Here's another situation. This one is crazy. Now, I just told you about women in higher power. And I know you hear about Title X. They said, now this is from who was in charge of education. Her name Betsy DeVos from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The DeVos is a very wealthy and powerful family, and she was put in charge of education. Title X. This is what she did. Now this is a woman. She said when she redid Title X, she called it her signature achievement. It gave, listen, it gave accused students more avenues to defend themselves, restrict how a school can investigate sexual assault allegations, and limit schools to only investigating incidents that happen at school or as part of a school activity. Did you hear that? And this is from a female, the chief enforcer of sexual harassment in colleges and high school. And she made it where the accused has more rights than the accuser. So this is an uphill battle that you have on campus. And particularly if if it's a male and he's like the jock or the stud, they're going to do everything that they can to protect them. You can be a sex offender and you can be a high profile athlete in high school coming into college. And there's colleges that will take you and offer that student athlete a full ride scholarship, particularly in football, because it makes so much money. It generates millions upon millions. And they will say some people deserve a second chance. When a student can generate $5 or $6 million, and you times that by 50 players on a team, you're talking about an astronomical amount of money. And this is a money-driven cover-up. And these colleges, you literally have to sue them just so they'll hear you. And then when you have someone like Betsy DeVos that makes it and shields the offender and makes it even harder, it's an uphill battle. So if I was a woman on a college campus, I will always carry me some mace. And if you can, depending on what state you're in, carry a taser. So when you walk into your vehicle at night or you walking by yourself from one dormitory to another, you have that item with you, but have it in your hand. It's no good to have it in your purse zipped up. If somebody attack you, now you got to fight them and try to get in your purse to get your weapon. No. Get you some military grade pepper spray, because it really doesn't spray. It shoots a stream of pepper spray, because you catch the wind and both of y'all just catch it in the face. Both of y'all go down. You get the one that shoots a stream and you hit them in the eye with that military grade pepper spray and they're done. Or you tase them and you keep tasing. If it was me, I'd tase them till they just expire, and let the chips fall. But you just keep tasing them and tasing them and tasing them until the police get there, and you just go from there. But keep your weapon in your hand. That's like having a gun permit and it's locked up in your glove box and you attacked on your way to the car, but your gun is in your automobile locked up. This is your boy Kuda Brown, the trucking prophet.